famous cultural artifact speak. How many of you know who Super Mario is? How about Kirby? What about Donkey Kong? Okay, so what do all these characters have in common? They're all owned by Nintendo. My Nintendo 3DS is Nintendo's current generation handheld, and it's pretty cool because it has like the 3D functionality without even needing the 3D glasses. All you have to do is turn up the 3D slider. With over 45 million units sold, you can see why Nintendo is leading the current generation handheld market. Compared to its competition, the PlayStation Vita, which has only sold about 4 million units. Nintendo games have always focused on being family friendly, and that is the sole reason why I love Nintendo. Nintendo games are a great way to spend time with your friends and family, and it has been that way for many years. First, I will discuss the history of Nintendo and how it saved the game industry. Then I will discuss how I identify with this culture and the Nintendo 3DS. Let's go back to 1983, the video game crash, which was a massive recession in the video game industry. Video game revenues had peaked around $3.2 billion by 1983 and have plummeted to about $100 million by the end of 1985. This was the fault of video game companies flooding the industry with their consoles and video games. There was so many consoles out, such as the Atari 2600, the Atari 5200, the ColecoVision, and the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Each console had their own library of games, and many of them were by third-party developers, so the quality of the games were really low. Another factor was huge disappointment in big title video games being ported to home consoles. The two most anticipated games were Pac-Man and E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Yeah, except for when people bought those games, all they got was a downgraded Pac-Man and an E.T. game that looked like it was done in 30 minutes. Those two games alone damaged the video game industry and the reputation. Then came the savior of the industry, Nintendo, with their Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. With this console, they single-handedly saved the industry. The smartest move Nintendo made was restricting third-party video game developers from publishing games on their console without an official Nintendo seal of approval. This led to higher quality releases and helped people change their views on the industry. Through the years, they have continued to release high quality games such as Mario Kart 64 and The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. Super Mario is even the highest selling video game franchise of all time. With their constant high-quality releases, they grew a fan base, and I would consider myself a Nintendo fan. I have been playing video games since I was in 4th grade, which was when I got my first Game Boy Advance SP. My first video game ever was Mario Kart Super Circuit, and I would spend many hours playing it after school. I have owned a Game Boy Advance SP, a GameCube, a DS, a 3DS, a Wii, and a Nintendo 64 all at one point in my life. Except as I've been growing older, I've been giving them away to my little cousin. So as of right now, I only own my Nintendo 3DS and my Nintendo 64. During the holidays, it is tradition for me, my sister, and my cousins to play Nintendo 64 to determine who is the best. The game we mainly play is Super Smash Bros. 64, and we spend many hours playing it while my family is out having a good time. For those of you who don't know, Super Smash Bros. Is a game where you get to play as Nintendo characters such as Mario, Pikachu, Link, or Donkey Kong, and beat the crap out of each other until one person remains. I usually play as Kirby while my family plays as Fox, Link, or Yoshi. We always play with items off in 3 lives. Our favorite stage to play on is the Hyrule Temple, which is set in the Zelda universe, because there's a tornado that comes up every once in a while, and you could throw the enemy into the tornado, and it launches them up really high, which usually results in a KO. With my 3DS, I usually play with my friends. We usually go to the student union when we have free time and duke it out in Super Smash Bros. 64. When we get really competitive, we do 1v1s, and I have this ongoing battle with one of my friends, so I always fight him, but I usually end up with him. I like to play as Pac-Man, Bowser Jr., and Little Mac, while my friend likes to play as Captain Falcon, Robin, and Lucario. When I'm alone, I play my other games such as Mario and Luigi Dream Team, Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. My parents were pretty angry when they found out that I bought the 3DS because they think video games are a waste of time. But I disagree because I have fun with it, and because if you enjoy doing something, it's not time wasted. So I think Nintendos are a really great way to pass the time. So I took you through the rough times of 1983 and how it all translated into how I spend my time today. So if you ever find that you are bored, maybe you could go find a friend with a Nintendo console and play a game with them.